Hi, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Alex. I'm the founder of Gameplay Candles, and I'm joined tonight by my exceptional co host, Steve, who overflows with occult knowledge and open hearted enthusiasm. Steve orchestrates immersive narratives and offers invaluable insights. So, join us for the next half hour as we explore the wonder and excitement of D&D, guided by myself and Steve, the Oracle of Lore and architect of captivating journeys. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you, Alex. It's good to be here.
Isn't it nice when I make you sit through that introduction? And
Yeah, it's not awkward at all for me, but
yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
it. But I
Well,
am entertained by what you produce every week. So
yeah, I try to mix it up a little bit. I think next week's the letter P, and that's going to be a little interesting. We'll see what our AI overlords come up with. Hopefully,
oh,
it
don't give your secrets away.
hopefully it even makes some sense. Well, um, Steve, what do we do here at the beginning of every show? Remind me.
All right. So at the beginning of every show, we go with a little bit of chance here, and Alex will roll a virtual D20, and whatever number is on that D20, we'll add 10 to it, and that's the percent off that you as a customer will get for the next hour. So from 9 p.m. Central Standard Time to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, if you use the code when you're checking out, you'll get that percent off. So of course, we always hope that we'll get a D20. But even if we get a nat 1, we use halfling luck, we'll roll again. But let's say we get a 5, it's 15. 15% is not bad.
Okay, I think I'm back. It's finally happened. My internet has eaten itself during a show. This happens all the time. But anyway, hopefully you weren't sitting there too awkwardly, Steve, too long.
No, I was actually just finished talking when you said
Oh
you're
my
back.
gosh, that's perfect timing. Okay, I won't
And now I lost you.
curse out my router live on air. I'll just roll the dice and we'll see what
All
we
right.
get here. Let's hope for big money. Come on. Oh, good. 0. My internet must be working real well.
Bad.
Hang on a second. Let me re-roll this. No, I don't want that. I want this. All right, let's re-roll this dice. 6. Okay.
6.
Well, 16% is better than nothing, isn't it?
Hey, that covers tax.
Yeah. There you go.
Some.
We're really,
we're
we're really selling it. 16%. 16% off your entire order live for the next hour over at gameplaycandles.com. Just use the code HALFLING at checkout, and you can enjoy 16% off your entire order. Moving right along, we got a couple quick business updates we can run through, and then we'll get to tonight's discussion on D&D. But no, nothing new here. It's still super hot in Central Texas, so we still have our summer shipping regiment active. That is, we ship out Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays every week. If you order Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, we're going to hold that so that we make sure our candles don't sit in a hot, air-conditioned warehouse over the weekend. And it might be a little bit of a delay, but trust me, folks, it's worth it. It's also worth pointing out that you're going to want to follow the tracking information we provide you so that you can pick up your candles when they arrive. No need to bake them or roast them in a mailbox. They come pre-baked and pre-roasted. So
yeah, I think 80% of the population is feeling the central degree weather. So I'm sure you understand the precautions Alex is trying to
take. Today, my car thermometer said it was 110, which I hadn't seen this summer yet. So
yay,
new record.
It's 9 p.m. in Central Texas, and it's 96 degrees.
Yeah, nice, cool 96. Well,
flashbacks to Iraq.
Another thing to add here is we're doing something a little different with our summer candle collection, or summer seasonal. Now you can add on summer seasonal tea light samples onto any order for just a $2 kicker. So that's a nice, cheap, low-risk introduction way to get 3 tea light samples of our summer scents. We have Enchanted Cotton, my personal favorite, Midsummer Seance, which is like a floral, dark, mysterious scent. And then our final scent is Merfolk Isle, a very tropical, beachy, coconut-themed candle, which everyone loves. So yeah, add 3 tea lights onto any order for just $2, and you can figure out which candle scent you like the best. Or, if you want all 3, this is a great way to test them out first.
If you're a DM, pick a scent and write a campaign based on that scent.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. It'd be a funny thing to base the whole campaign around, but I have.
Well, you were talking about your favorite being the cotton.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
all of a sudden, my mind thought like, oh man, you know what we could do one kind of set with Egyptian mythology.
Yes, that is that is a rich topic, like any of the pre-existing pantheons. In fact, maybe we could explore those as sense. That'd be interesting.
For a future show topic.
Yeah. What's next in 2024? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Also, okay, so in case you missed it, we recently launched our 3 newest core collection scents. These scents include Cleric's Cathedral, Ranger's Refuge, and Monk's Monastery candles. Oh, you got the Monk's Monastery burning right there, Steve. Fantastic. Yeah, that one is probably the most unique of any of the candles that we have. It stands apart. It features a tea leaf and ginger top note that is pretty incredible and pretty different from everything else. So love that candle. Let's see here. We've just about wrapped up our current round of scent testing. Our scent testers have provided their feedback to us on all the upcoming fall scents, and we've done our drawing to select from our scent testers who provided feedback a winner who gets to pick out a candle of their choice and get a free 7-ounce jar candle. It's just something that we like to give back to the community we've built here, since y'all provide such valuable feedback. And if you want to be is this this is the scent notes for our Monk's Monastery. You'll see there that ginger and tea leaves. But yes, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the scent testers. If you like getting free scents in your mailbox, then head on over to go.gameplaycandles.com/tester to sign up to be a scent tester. Absolutely free. Free means free. So at no cost to yourself, we will send you candles. We ask that you provide us some feedback on what you liked, what you didn't like, where we can improve. And you're automatically entered into that drawing for a free candle of your choice. So head on over to go.gameplaycandles.com/tester to sign on up. Totally free.
And that's a great deal. A little bit of your time. You get to help give some feedback, possibly win free candles. Win-win. Sign up, please.
Yes, awesome. It is. It is our way of having y'all keep us honest, and we love it. One last note here: we've partnered with the amazing folks over at Homebrew Coffee and Company for some giveaways. We're halfway through our giveaway season with them. They've got D&D inspired coffee roasts made to order in small batches, and we've been a fan of theirs for a while. So we're so happy for this opportunity to partner with them for this collaboration. What we do is we'll feature a giveaway on one of our social channels, and that giveaway usually starts on Friday and goes through Sunday at midnight. Winners are announced every Monday. We have 2 more giveaways to give away. Yep, I said that. 2 more giveaways heading on our way. Next weekend, that is the weekend in a few days. It's going to be featured on Homebrew Coffee and Company's Threads account on that newest of social media channels. If you're not on Threads yet, this is your reason to get on Threads. The winner will receive 3 unique scents that we've developed to evoke that sense of coffee or coffee shop or coffee adjacent baked goods. And you also get some free coffee from them. The last giveaway, which is happening the weekend after this one, it's going to be 3 jar candles. So definitely keep your eyes open on the Homebrew Coffee and Company's socials and the Gameplay Candle socials to see those giveaways go live every Friday. This Friday and the next one. Okay, we got the boring. Oh, hi, Ashley. How you doing? Glad to see you. We got the boring stuff out of the way, all the boring business stuff. Steve, remind me, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, if you're wondering why our discount code today is Halfling, So if you haven't noticed, Alex does try to mesh him up with our second half of the show.
I
We're going to be
try.
talking about running D&D campaigns. You do a good job. For our younger friends out there, children.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I have a 16-year-old and a 11-year-old. Alex, Rory is 3.
She's 3. She's too young for D&D, I would say, because the dice
Yeah.
might be a choking hazard. But one day, I
One
will
day.
be a very proud DM and father.
Yeah. So we're talking about today's topic. It's just running games for smaller kids, first-time players.
Yeah, can't wait. So, well, Steve, I mean, why don't I be a little edgy and just challenge the premise? Why run D&D for kids? Like, what's the benefits?
I think some of the benefits for the kids is some of the things they can teach them. Everything from the role playing in these different worlds can show empathy. As they're interacting with their characters, tolerance, which I know sounds silly, but when you're a elf and you run into a half orc and you can set the situation role play where maybe a tiefling's not seen normally and the NPCs react, it just gives them a way to kind of work through some of the situations. Teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in combat or role playing, teamwork's great. Leadership, it gives a chance for maybe a kid who's shy to come out of their shell and who wants to lead the party.
Yep.
And just critical thinking, communication, and creativity. I mean, there's all sorts of things that can help spur the imagination.
Thank you, Pam. Also, thank you, Ashley. I have giant foam dice for my daughter, but they're more about being squishy toys than anything else.
Give it time.
Yeah. Soon. Steve, I love everything you said there, and it's amazing how much of that sort of translates into even the older folks playing D&D. You mentioned teamwork and leadership. I'm pretty sure when we first started playing, Steve and I worked together at the same company, and I would reserve the meeting rooms after hours. But I'd reserve the meeting rooms for something that I called team building exercises, and it was just our company specific D&D sessions that us and some coworkers played. So yeah, teamwork never gets old. Leadership never gets old. Drawing people out of their shells. I think we've experienced that as DM, Steve, right? Seeing Emily finally embrace the paladin lifestyle in her role play. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, it can be kind of awkward at first, but
getting over that is like the whole thing. Ashley adds increased storytelling helps with the ability to write papers later in school, problem-solving skills, critical thinking. All excellent points. I would say even myself, I've noticed that I have probably some increased storytelling abilities because I often have to riff for my daughter during bedtime where she asks, tell me a story with Ariel in it or whatever, Don't sue me, Disney. But yeah, but I'll be able to make stuff up and engage with her that much more. So yeah.
So Alex, as you're preparing for these adventures with these younger audience, what are some tips you have for preparing for that specific audience versus what you do for normally an adult group?
Yeah, totally. So this is a different audience, like we've been saying, and so there's some things that you got to make sure you can check off and prepare for. I like asking the younger folks what type of adventure they're interested in. Not every kid wants to just fight monsters or just cast magic. Some prefer the role play heavy games and they just think it's silly and fun. Some like the action heavy games where there's a lot of combat because they dig the math and whatnot. Nerds, but I'm one of those nerds that just never outgrew that. So asking what they want to get out of the adventure is just a great way to ensure everyone is happy at the end of the session. Pam, you ask, what's the youngest age you've played D&D with? Personally, I am in the middle of a campaign at a local bookstore, and in that campaign there are 4 members of one family, the youngest of which is turning 9 next session. So we're going to do some birthday highlights or something like that. But 9 years old would be the youngest that I've DM'd. Steve, what about you?
I said you beat me. I DM'd, and the youngest table was 10.
Okay.
It was actually on a Girl Scout campout. We did a spring break trip to Arkansas, and I brought all my D&D books. And one night, the flashlight in the tent, I wrote a quick campaign. And then the next morning, we got them to help build the characters. And that evening, we went to, it was a nice state park with the lodge. And so we're this, it was amazing. A old wooden lodge that looked like a tavern with a giant fire roaring in the side. And we played D&D for the first time, thinking like, I'm so jealous that these kids get to experience D&D for the first time.
That is a heck of a immersive experience right there.
It was great. And they got into it. They loved it.
Yeah.
The 10-year-old was so descriptive in combat.
Yeah.
Her mom's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, I cleave the bad guy in half and he splits like a banana.
Splits like a banana.
But she was
great.
Enjoying it. It was a ton of fun. But yeah, I mean, at 10 years old, 9, I mean, they can definitely play and enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I've also DM'd a group of children who ranged, it was 5 kids between age like 11 and 14. So that is also a very different experience than having like 2 kids and 2 parents, in the same party group. So, yeah, we'll get into some of that.
And that family is still playing together. The dad will DM sometimes, but it's also a great just bonding moment for that family.
Yeah, it is. Anytime you can get engagement with, the kids and the parents together, it's a great way. Yeah, to get together. Yeah, Pam said it's a great way to bond with your daughter. Agree. What was I talking about? Things that I prepare. Yeah. So figure out what. Oh, what's that, Steve?
No, I was saying, you're right.
What type of adventure they want to explore. It's also almost goes without saying, but start with a one-shot, not a full-fledged campaign. No need to go crazy here. We're just like introducing and getting kids like excited for the game. You don't need to build out the entire world just yet. Another one that might be a little controversial here, but I think is worth it, is come to the table with pre-made character sheets. Character creation is super fun, but also super time-consuming, and you might lose the attention of some of the younger audience, So if you're a DM and you have the time, then I recommend building character sheets out to whatever level the adventure's at, and make sure you have a good mix of martial, caster, and mixed classes too. So I'm still in the process. I'm giving this advice, but I'm still in the process of getting character sheets of one character for each class. I'm slowly working my way through that. But if you're DMing the young kids, it's a great way to just get right into the action. Pam asked. Pam, you've asked, how do you deal with hurt feelings? Let me put a pin in that, because I think that would fit really nicely into one of the points that we're going to make here in a minute. But believe it or not, folks, we plan our talking points before. You can't tell, but besides pre-made character sheets, like having a quick reference guide to basic rules, so that when it's not their turn in combat, or if they want to study up real quick, but between social interactions, they have just a quick reference guide on basic rules. It'll help address questions before it becomes a raised hand or just a blurted out question, which is going to happen a lot. And then, of course, focus on the basics to start. Clarify more complex things if you think that it's worth it. If you think that it will clarify things more than it would muddy the waters. So, that's the sort of things that I would prepare for, prior to running a campaign with them, or a one shot. But yeah, Steve, what about the ground rules? Like, do you ever? I found it to be helpful, but have you ever just like, okay, set the ground rules that everyone can agree to right off the bat?
Yeah, and I mean, especially for the kids, they get excited, and I think ground rules that are they'd be very used to in a school setting,
Yeah.
and they're very just being mindful of everyone around you and being respectful when someone's trying to talk. So the first one, the DM's talking, we need to listen. When another player is talking, let them finish their sentence. So just be cognizant of everyone talking and allowing people to role play or whatever they need to do.
What do you know? What age kids are going to be reading of The Lord of the Flies?
Oh gosh, I think I read it like in junior high.
Okay.
Like
Oh, my
sixth
wife
grade,
is
maybe?
feeling 8 years old. That's insane. Oh, eighth grade. Okay.
Yeah, I think I read either 6th or 7th, maybe.
Because, like, conch shell is what I'm imagining. Like, pass the conch shell around if you want to speak, so it's not just
Yeah.
complete barbarism.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I steal this from Girl Scouts. I mean, when it's time, they'll raise a hand or they'll make some type of hand gesture and say, "Hey, we're getting too loud. Everyone needs to kind of calm down so we can get back on track."
Oh.
Which I really should implement when I DM, because I know some of my players. In a good session, you get a bit social, you kind of get out of
Guilty.
this guy right there. But just one to kind of remember to bring everyone's focus back in without calling necessarily individuals out. And take turns, even when not in combat, just so everyone has a chance to talk.
Oh, look, it's the other half of the two social people here. It's me and Caroline. We all have our own side conversation, much to Steve's chagrin.
Well, what you don't realize is half the time I'm giving more clues out. I'm just like, I guess I missed it.
Yes. Yep, that happens.
Sucks to be them.
Yeah.
And then remember to speak, respectfully, in character and out of character. And then one thing, as the DM, just make sure your language, your content is age appropriate at all times.
Oh yeah. But nowadays, that makes me wonder what is age appropriate. Steve, you described a 10-year-old describing felling an enemy in half like a banana. So
yeah,
I take
just talk to your players, know them if their parents are playing, or you get a chance to talk to them. Kind of learn what their maturity level is, and what they're comfortable with. Obviously, you don't want to do it in such a way that you give them nightmares through your campaign.
Right. They ripped the heart out and drank his blood while it still poured from his arteries. Yeah, probably not.
The vampire monster that lives under the children's beds. It's like, maybe not go there.
Yeah. That's a quick way to lose the parents' thankfulness.
Yeah.
Pam asked this great question earlier, but how do you deal with hurt feelings? Because if you ask me, no matter what you do, if you get enough kids in a room with an activity, you're going to have some hurt feelings.
I think
anything come to mind?
As a DM, you manage it. I mean, if you're playing a character, the monster is about to kill the kid's character, they're at 2 HP. Maybe you fudge the dice a little bit and you miss, just so it's still fun for them. I would imagine the first time you play as a child, having to burn your character sheet in the parking lot is probably not the best way to keep them going.
Probably not.
So you got to use your judgment. And you pull some punches and you do what you need to do. But you make it fun. And speaking of making it fun. What are some of your ideas on that make sure that they're engaged during the game?
I'm already a huge fan of the rule of cool. And anyone who is playing at one of my tables knows that if you pitch me a really cool idea and you pitch it well and you're very descriptive in it, I'll let it try to happen. I'm not one to say no. I try to come from the yes and situation, and so that carries through to DMing with children. It's just you gotta know what you're getting into. Kids are super creative, especially new players who are kids are super duper creative, and they don't know what happens in a standard combat round. I swing my sword. No, they'll come up with stuff like, I want to try to swing up on the chandelier and drop something down on the enemy. It's like, yes, you may try to do that. Absolutely. And just come up with those roles for them. I think that in general, the more opportunities your players have to roll dice, the better. So when your kids or your players are being super creative, maybe beyond what the standard rules say, I say don't get bogged down in those rules. Just go with what seems like the most fun.
And Alex, one thing I've noticed when you're DMing, like if we come up with something very creative, you reward us by saying, okay, roll for whatever check with advantage.
Yes, yeah.
And that makes it fun.
Yeah, when you're doing a good job and you know you're doing a good job and you're rewarded for doing a good job, I think that's what keeps players coming back to the table.
Yeah,
so yeah, be a little. Sorry,
try to be more. No, I was saying it incentivizes you to be more creative and to think outside the box and to really dig more into role play.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see what else. I'd provide like fun little details on items, like stuff beyond what's necessary in the game. Restaurant menus, exotic flowers. Kids will fill in a lot of details if you give them a little prompting, and it just makes it seem that much more alive and more real. Caroline, you add, Michael and I are watching Super Mario Bros. Right now. Seems like they can be dark. Seems like they can be dark and characters can die if it's funny, or they just burnt Koopa and turned it into dry bones.
It's like the Bugs Bunny violence, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, if they keep it funny and you make it lighthearted.
Say, do not remember the end. Do not remember the end.
I don't.
Mario Brothers.
No, I don't remember. Oh, was it when in the real world? Okay, my wife is now crashing my party here. When you are, no spoilers, Jess. Good Lord, I can't believe you spoiled that for them. Holy moly, I'm so sorry, Caroline.
Oh, the good guys win. Sorry.
Yeah, didn't see that, right? How's there a Mario 2? The search for more money. What else was I going to say? Just that you can encourage your players with a little bit of extra detail, and solve problems in their own creative ways. You don't necessarily need to come up with a solution to every puzzle. Just reward these kids for their creative, out-of-the-box thinking with making that the reward. And in general, with kids, the crazier and sillier a scenario, the better. It's going to make it much more memorable for the kids than just straight up combat or anything like that. So just really lean into the bizarre. That's what I think is the best way to make it fun, especially for children. Pam, you asked a great question. What candle would you use when playing with kids? I don't think there's a wrong answer, but maybe not Bard's bedroom, because that could lead to more questions than answers. But my personal favorite would be the Dwarven Mountain Hall, just because, it's a scent unlike anything else, and if it's unlike any other candle these kids have ever seen before, it's going to be associated closely with D&D, and it should be a fun and interesting time, and this is an interesting candle scent. Steve, do you agree with me on that one?
No, I do. I think one of the candles should be kind of based on whatever campaign. So if you're in the mountains with dwarves, then Dwarven Mountain Hall makes a ton of sense. If you're in the woods, then maybe you go with the Elven. Man, I'm blanking on the name now.
Elven Forest.
Thank you, Elven Forest.
Yeah,
I was going to say Elven Woodland. I'm like, that's not it. But Elven Forest. Ones that just seem unique, because how many times has a kid probably smelled a candle that smells like lilac, or flowers, or something fruity?
Yeah.
So having these that are more, I think, immersive to the actual campaign, could be extremely immersive and creative.
Oh, Pam, you have excellent taste. You love that one too. Excellent. Well, Steve, we've taken up a whole half hour of these kind people's time. Can you believe
It's flown by. No, I don't.
Yeah, I can't believe anyone has watched this long. But I'll give you folks one more plug. Head on over to GameplayCandles.com and use code HALFLING at checkout to get your 16% off your entire order. That's going to be live for the next half hour. If you're viewing this later than 10 p.m. Central Time, Wednesday, the 9th of August, then fear not. We're here every week. We have an hour-long flash sale where it's all about the roll of the dice. So 10% off plus whatever the D20 determines. And
Don't
yeah, make
forget,
sure keep me
Like,
honest. Steve.
subscribe, click on that bell, and you'll get alerted so you don't forget for the next one. to get
That's
your
right.
sales.
That's right. We're here every week. You don't want to miss one of these flash sales. Last week we had 30% off. We rolled a nat 20. So make sure you get in on these flash sales as well this week and every week. But yeah.
Did I lose Alex? That is a very flattering picture.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's
Frozen.
coming back.
I'm back. You can't get rid of me that easy. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
doing Max Hedron right there.
I think that's all I have. Am I missing anything, Steve? Did I forget?
I think you got everything. You still got a half hour. Go buy some candles. Save some money.
Buy some candy. All right, we'll see you.